All right, here we go. New segment here. We're gonna do the podcast. We're gonna call it Mikey B's Corner. As we've made some alterations to the podcast this week and moving forward. Of course, Mikey's here with us. Bengals against the world, I guess, 2-2.
So my shirt says.
On my power rankings actually this week too, especially. I don't know if it's on yours, but I'm gonna find out in a couple minutes. Mike, what's up?
Just got done watching AEW as it's currently Wednesday night.
You know what that means.
It means that they changed everything that they've been working on for the last 2 weeks because, Tony Khan presents wrestling.
That's right. That's what he does, man.
Tony Khan presents cocaine.
Why it makes sense? You make dollars. I'll make dollars make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, some shit. So we're gonna do a power rankings. However, this is gonna be your segment, so we're gonna do things a little differently. So, as you guys knew on my Tuesday podcast, I review my bottom 5, my top 10. I also did on the Huddle Up podcast. I do every Tuesday with Jim and the boys. However, we want to continue having Mike's power rankings and see where his head's at in the NFL this week. So just run down 2032 right now. Who do you have as your bottom 5 right now? And we'll go from
there. All right. So at 28, I have the Seattle Sea Chickens.
Okay.
At 29, I have the Bears. 30, I have the Carolina Panthers. 31, I have the Commodores. And 32, I have the Houston Texans.
So you and I are actually in the same boat. I think the only thing we differ on is the Seahawks being, you got them slightly higher than I do. I have them 29 on my list. But we have the same 5 teams in our rankings.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the only 2029 is the only difference we have.
Yeah, and I think the reality of it is 2-2 Seattle. Mm-hmm. I get it. The second win is against the Lions team that was absolutely obliterated with injuries.
Right.
But they still put up a shit ton of points. Geno Smith, Offensive Player of the Week. And for those of you at home that don't think they're a bottom 5 team, they only beat the Denver Broncos because Nathaniel Hackett is a moron. And they probably only really beat the Detroit Lions because 65% of the Lions offense didn't play in that game.
Right.
So while yes, 2-2 looks nice on paper, the goddamn Jets are 2-2.
Exactly. Not all 2 teams created equal because the Bengals are 2-2 and they're a top 10 team in my eyes. The Bucs are there too, 2-2, and they're a top 10 team in my eyes. Mm-hmm. But we'll see where you're at. How close were you to putting teams like the Colts, teams like the Steelers, like that into your bottom 5?
Okay,
so I struggle with that a little bit.
So I actually rank. I do every team whenever.
Right.
So I have the Colts this week at 21.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
And I have the Steelers at 17. And the reason why I have the Steelers there, I don't know what the hell Detroit's going to do because it looks like Swift, St. Brown, and Chark are all going to be out again this week.
Right.
First full week of the Kenny Pickett era. Mm-hmm. Didn't look terrible. I get it. Pro Football Focus says he technically threw 0 interceptions. Mm-hmm. We know he threw 3. So I kind of weigh that a little bit. As for the Indianapolis Colts, having them at 21, only teams I really have underneath them right now, the Saints, they're a dumpster fire. The Patriots, no idea what the fuck they're doing at quarterback, if Brian Hoyer clears concussion protocol or not. The goddamn Jets, obviously the 5 teams that we talked about. The Atlanta Falcons, I get it. They're frisky. I get it. They're fun.
And they might be in first place by end of Sunday if they win against Tampa Bay.
And you know what?
Imagine that.
If they are, they probably vault up into the top 15, to be brutally honest with you. Yeah. But they're a team that is still, I'm not going to say, and here's the Cordell Patterson going on injured reserve. Now this is the Tyler Algier show. Another reason why I ding them. See, when I look at my rankings, I don't look at just the record and how they did that week. I look at what's still there, what's left, what has happened. Cordell Patterson getting hurt, missing the rest of the next 4 weeks. That sucks. The Indianapolis Colts got dinged up heavily because Jonathan Taylor's not going to play on Thursday night now. They ruled him out earlier today, I believe. So when you're looking at what's going on in the stratosphere of the National Football League, records help, but future value is also something that I look at when I'm doing my rankings. I'll be brutally honest. I looked at your rankings earlier today. I watched the Huddle Up podcast. Our good friend, student of the game, Mr. Kyle Nash, buddy, I get it.
Jack thing.
You're not a big fan of our good friend Kirk Coupons. But how the fuck both of you have them out of the top 10 is the most asinine thing.
They were 9 last week. They barely beat the Saints without who didn't have James Winston, Alvin Kamara, and Michael Thomas, and barely beat the Saints. That's where I think them.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Right.
You tell me when was the last time that one of those England games was done like the way that it would have happened here in America? Because if they don't travel, who was the home team for that game?
Is the Saints?
Okay, so they
I think I'm not sure.
Okay, but I'm saying they traveled 2 hours instead of 13 hours.
Okay.
I'm one of those guys that I look at it from the standpoint of those England games are always a lot closer than they have any fucking right to be, no matter who's playing.
Yeah.
So I don't ding a team for winning as much because you're gonna be in games that you shouldn't be in. Like, let's be 100% real here. Week 1, the Cincinnati Bengals against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 5 Joe Burrow turnovers. They shouldn't have had a shot to win that game. Does that say more about how bland the Pittsburgh Steelers offense was, or how the Bengals offense kept them in that game, or the defense was able to keep them from turning that into points?
Okay.
I don't ding as heavily for games like that and games like England, Germany, whenever they go over there, the Mexico City games, because those are extra travel days, extra time adjustments. I think the way that we look at those games, you have to wear a little bit of rose-colored glasses because I just don't know that they're.
So you got me curious then.
Panic button.
So with that being said, you got me a little curious here now. So give me your 6 through 10 right now.
All right, at number 10, took an L this week, but a good L. Give me Sunshine and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, number 9.
I, on your show a couple weeks ago, said it's time to hit the panic button about this team. And guess what? We have reached DEFCON 4, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, number 8?
Who dey?
Yeah. 7?
Give me Kirk Coupons and the Minnesota Vikings.
That high. Not only having the top 10, you have that high. Number 6, and we'll debate this in a second.
I had the Minnesota Vikings last week at 9, and they were victorious.
I get it, but yeah. Is number 6 Green Bay?
No, number 6 is the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, let's discuss. So 6 or 10 for me, I had Bucks, Rams, Ravens, Bengals, and Niners.
Here's the thing. I'm not all in on the San Francisco 49ers.
See, I am because of one reason. I trust them. Because
I'm not.
They could be
being 8-0 in his last 8 games against the Rams doesn't mean anything to me in the regular season because he couldn't beat him in the fucking playoffs. Their defense is really, really good. Sure, that's awesome. But they just don't do anything that moves the needle. I get it. It's stability. It's, you know what you're getting from a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, but George Kittle kind of didn't get involved in that offense on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of the one Deebo Samuel touchdown catch, like, decent game, not great. Like, bend but don't break. Like, they held the Rams to, like, 3 field goals when the Rams in the red zone are normally super fucking efficient. I think that means bigger problems for the LA Rams than it does bigger success for the San Francisco 49ers.
So I don't hate your list at all. I actually like your list. My only pushback is the Minnesota thing. The Jags being at 10, I'm okay with that. I got them 11. So we can write about that.
I have the 49ers at 12, by the way. For
the okay. So they're still in the area. And I said this on Hull Up too also tonight that to me, if we are to look at this more broadly, like the rankings, there should be almost like a tier system. Like right now, to me, the tiers would be like this. Tier 1 is 3 teams: Eagles, Chiefs, and the Bills. Tier 2 can go 9 or 10 teams deep. I'm dead serious. It can go beyond the top 10 here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at now with these rankings. So I don't hate your ranking. The only thing I push back on is the Minnesota thing. Baltimore, honestly, should be a top 5 team. Two really weird losses and probably should be 4-0 right now.
Well,
they hold a fucking lead.
let's hold on. Let's talk about one at a time. Okay. Jaguars lost to a team that's going to be in the top 3. Good loss. Get it? They were up double digits. That's a game that they need to win,
right,
to prove that they are actual playoff contenders.
Right.
Not knocking them, not saying anything negative. But when you get a team like that up against the ropes, you got to go for the knockout punch. You can't sit there and rely.
Agreed.
Tommy needs a tight end.
Yeah, it's time.
They're done, dude. If he doesn't figure out something in the next couple weeks, Cole Beasley retired earlier today. Chris Godwin isn't getting any healthier. Mike Evans is fucking out there running people over. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Statistically, you said it on the Huddle Up podcast, the best defense in football. Right?
Yeah. I'm not even counting the KC game. That's just Mahomes being Mahomes things.
Sure. But the problem is now if you can get someone to duplicate half of what Patrick Mahomes did with all that game film, tearing them up, you're in a whole other ball game now.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Tampa as much as you are. I think maybe if you look at Tampa as a Super Bowl contender, maybe we can have that conversation. But as a playoff contender, I think Brady gets it right this weekend against Atlanta. I think he'll figure it out and he'll get it right.
I mean, if they don't, I think it's DEFCON 5.
Okay, Bengals at 8. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I think they are a top 10 team. They got things.
Get right game against the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Miami on a short week.
Right.
2 losses by a combined 6 points. Make it or break it game. I'm not going to say it's a must-win game, but a make or break game for how Joe Burrow's season goes. Sunday night on the road in Baltimore.
Of course. Minnesota, we were discussed. Baltimore.
We didn't really get to talk about Kurt Coupons. You just said that you didn't have him in your top 10. Here's the thing.
Okay, I want to hear you defend Kurt.
I'm gonna defend Curtis Coupons. You want to know?
I like Kurt Coupons. I like Kirk Cousins. I mean, I'm not like the biggest hater. I'll say.
Oh, hold on. Let's go back to the singular loss that Kurt Coupons has this season. Prime time against the team that I have ranked number 2 overall and the last undefeated team in football. And here you go, guys. You guys can send me all your text messages at the end of this. The best cornerback in football right now shut down
in Philly.
The best wide receiver in football right now. Darius Slay, big play Slay, the number 1 cornerback in football, shut down Jay Jettas. Cut and dry. You know what that means? That's not a Kirk Coupons problem. That's an Adam Thielen didn't get open problem. That's a Kyle Rudolph is fucking hot garbage problem. That's an Alexander Mattinson and Dalvin Cook didn't do their jobs. When you're a guy who has relied on somebody like Jay Jettas to get open as much as Kirk Cousins has, and as much as the other guys see that Jefferson always gets open, you've got to find a way to get yourself open to get Kirk the ability to get the ball to somebody not named Justin Jefferson. Because here's the thing. Those other 3 games, whenever other guys have gotten open, it's allowed Jay Jettas to go one-on-one against coverage. It's allowed him to run under routes and stuff like that and make big plays happen. Here's the thing. No, primetime games, I still don't know that I trust Kurt Coupons. It is what it is. But you give me a 1 o'clock start or a 4 o'clock start on a Sunday, I don't know how many more quarterbacks you can sit here and tell me with a straight face. Guy's fucking Mr. Dependable.
He's still top 16 quarterback league. Let's be clear about that. I'm with you on that. I don't get the hate. The hate comes from the contract. That's where it comes from. That's
the hate comes from the fact that people believe that pro athletes should not be getting paid what they are to not be good on primetime. Guess what, guys? It's just the way that it is. Let's look at who they play on primetime. They don't get to play the fucking Chicago Bears on primetime. They're going up against guys like Philadelphia. They're going up against teams like Green Bay. They're going up against teams like the San Francisco 49ers. They're not going up against the Chicagos, the Detroits, the Houstons of the world. If that's the case, we'd be talking about the Thursday night football game right now needing to be flexed to something else because nobody gives a goddamn fuck about Nathaniel Hackett versus a non-fucking Jonathan Taylor-led Indianapolis Colts team.
Right. Ravens at 6. You know, if I had to do this all over again, I might put them higher than I have now.
I hate the fact that they cannot find a way to step on people's throats.
Yeah.
They are the vanilla soft-served ice cream of the National Football League. You're like, this is a great idea. And then afterwards, you're like, wow, I really probably should have gotten some flavor. Lamar Demetrius Jackson, as our good friend Kyle Nash calls him, stud. Not going to deny it. But Mark Andrews, where was he at in this game?
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found. In a game that you were up double digits, you found a way to basically piss it away. And this is the second time.
At home, too. At home.
And both teams are in the AFC East. You haven't faced Cincinnati yet. You haven't faced Cleveland with Deshaun Watson yet. You really haven't faced anybody else. I mean, I get it, like, being the team that you're supposed to. But, like, if they get out to a double-digit lead on Sunday night against Cincinnati and Joe Burrow leads the Bengals back to another win, what the fuck is Harbaugh doing?
Yeah. And that was a John Harbaugh loss.
Also, kick the fucking field goal.
Thank you. Thank you.
If Josh Allen goes down and scores a touchdown and beats you, you tip your cap and you move the fuck on. But now it's like, well, we would have been tied.
Yeah.
We would have had a shot to win in overtime. And here's the thing. Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen in overtime? Who knows? Crazier shit's happened.
That's true. All right. 5-1. And 5. Rams at 5. Ooh, okay. 4.
Packers.
And there as well. 3.
Chiefs.
And there as well. No, I think. No. Was that? I meant 3. That was also 2.
Fly, Eagle, fly.
Ooh. So we have virtually the same 5-1 team. Bills are number 1, obviously.
Yeah.
So Dolphins are gone.
Yeah, done. See you, bye.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Dolphins fans, before you decide that you want to try to come at me, that's fine.
You know he will.
Teddy Bridgewater is not Tua Tagovailoa. Teddy Bridgewater is a career backup for a fucking reason.
This is a credit to Tua for the record. That you 10 out of 10.
And here's the thing. I've been very critical of Tua. You can attest to that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not the most Tua guy in the building, but here's the deal. You also have to come to the realization that the reason why Tua has been getting injured is because the Miami offense has been 2 plays. Tyreek run a streak, Waddle run a streak, and let him run around and then throw the ball up and let one of them run underneath it. You're not designing any plays here to really make this offense go. I get it. Like, Tyreek Hill's really fast, Jalen Waddle's really fast. Give him the ball, let him make a play. See you bye. But Teddy Bridgewater ain't the same guy. Who do the Dolphins have this week?
Jets.
Zach Wilson does the gritty all over you guys. I'm not gonna feel bad that I don't have you in the top 10 this week.
No, I agree. So look at this top 5 for me real quick. I have no questions other than one. The only gripe I might have because your top 4 is my top 4. Exactly in exact order.
Your qualm is the Rams.
All 4 games have not looked good. Maybe the Arizona game week 2 or week 2, week 3, week 3 maybe it was week 3. It's my only game I was impressive, quote unquote. They're a top 10 team. They're the champs. They get a little bit of slack, so we'll give them a slide there. But 5?
Sorry, they still have one of the best defenses in football.
I mean, I feel like I'm getting flashbacks of last season when you had the Rams no lower than 5 all year on the podcast.
Here's the thing, they still have a top 5 defense in football.
No, I'm not going to say you're wrong there.
Stability is a good thing, my friend, because here's the thing. You take them out of 5. You want to give me a team who's blown 2 double-digit leads?
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't.
No. No.
You definitely don't want me to put the Minnesota Vikings in my top 5.
The thing is, the reason why I won't give you shit for this one, though, is because no one get a chance.
There ain't much there to put after it.
And I just said, too, Tier 2, which is the Rams of Tier 2, can go 9-10 deep. So any of these teams can be anywhere in these numbers, and it wouldn't be a bad way to look at it.
I mean, let's go back to the game that they lost on Monday night. Okay, down 14-6 at the half. The only touchdown scored in the entire second half was a really bad Matt Stafford interception return for a touchdown.
Right.
Their defense kept them in that game the entire night. The stability of the defense is what you need right now to get through these middle of the road weeks where Matt Stafford's elbow hurts. Right. But here's the thing. For them to take the step back to get into the top 4 and the top 3, Matt Stafford has to stop throwing the ball 153 times a game to Cooper Kupp. He's got to get Allen Robinson involved.
I agree with you 100%.
Involved. He's got to get Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson out of the backfield involved. The problem is they know that if Cooper Kupp is out there, that he's going to find a way to get the ball to 10. Teams are going to start fucking making it where he's going to have 3 guys on him and make Matt Stafford throw to guys like Allen Robinson and Gunnar Swarzwinski or whatever the fuck the other dude's name is there. A lot of syllables. They've got to do something with the offense, and that's the problem because the defense is going to be good. Bobby Wagner's been just fine coming from Seattle. Jalen Ramsey's still a top 5 corner. The safeties have been good. I get it, but the offense has become the Matt Stafford to Cooper Kupp show. It's the same thing that Matt Stafford did a lot of those years in Detroit. Matt Stafford to Calvin Johnson. Matt Stafford to Calvin Johnson. Matt Stafford to Calvin Johnson. But there was other guys on the field that you could have thrown the ball to.
Yeah.
But Matt Stafford forced it to Calvin Johnson. A lot of times Megatron bailed him out, but there were times where interception, held on the ball too long, strip sack, stuff like that. The same stuff that Matt Stafford's going through right now. But the other issue here is Matt Stafford's elbow is not healthy. It's not.
Right. That is clear. So, like I said, the rankings, I have a problem with, especially top 4, top 5. No problem with that.
The real issue is outside of the top 4, to me, 5 through 10 is interchangeable depending on what day of the week it is and how you feel about it. Because one day Tommy comes out of practice and he looks like a top 5 quarterback again, and they should be number 5. The next week it's Burrow and the Bengals. The week after that it's Sunshine and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, here's the thing. All of those teams are interchangeable. I get it. Jimmy Garoppolo could have – I mean, if they score a second-half touchdown, I maybe have San Francisco at 10 and put Jacksonville at 11. But the fact that they didn't really do much with the ball in the second half kind of just soured me on it. Because here's the thing. We're chipping away at the Baltimore Ravens because of blowing double-digit leads. San Francisco really had a shot to, like, step on the Rams' throat. And it was just like, jump down pass for 3 yards, handoff for 2, punt team.
Okay, it's not sexy. I totally get it. Again, like I said,
until the late interception, it wasn't even about being sexy or not. It was I really didn't feel like they were playing for the win.
Right. All right, let's go for a little bit of sort of rapid fire here. Do some of these questions here.
Okay.
Most disappointing team info right now for you, 4 weeks in. Or teams, if you want to go multiple. Go ahead.
I'm going to go to the Denver Broncos.
I like that one.
I get it. The Colts are a real easy one to lay on. But here's the thing. There were a lot of people that thought the Colts were going to win the division, and that was the only reason why they were going to make the playoffs. Nobody thought the Colts were going to be a wild card team. Everybody, myself included, thought the Denver Broncos were going to contend for the AFC West and at the very least be a wild card team. That may not happen right now. Nathaniel Hackett is mediocre at best.
Mediocre? Shit.
I mean, unfortunately for them, they lose Javonte Williams for the rest of the year. Torn ACL, LCL, strained ACL. Basically, all the ligaments in his knee are gone. So that now means you're relying on guys like Mike Boone and Melvin Gordon to be the leaders of this run game. Don't love it. And I believe that Russ is now cooking tapioca pudding to be given away every Tuesday at Retirement Home Bingo with him and his wife Sierra in the greater Denver area. If you're in the area, please check them out. Another team in that division that's been mid at best is the Las Vegas Raiders. Both of those teams mid as hell. And this is the last one that I'm going to speak on. A lot of people thought the Baker Mayfield era in the Carolina area was going to lead them to potentially being a team that was going to be around 500. Maybe not a playoff team, but around a 500 record. That's bullshit. They'd been better off keeping Sam Darnold.
Well, yeah. Are you okay with the Steelers going with Kenny Pickett going forward? That's not quarterback. You know they play the Bills this week.
So technically, we lost to Mitchell Trubisky in week 1. I'm gonna make the comment that Joe Burrow lost to the Steelers defense. Yeah. But after that, Trubisky's been kind of meh. I don't. Yeah. Then he gets hurt. Then you force Pickett in the game. You know, the one. What I will say, the positive about Kenny shorthands. Technically, he was 13 of 13 on the day. None of his passes hit the ground. Just happened to have 3 of them hit opponents in the hands, but I digress. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I don't know necessarily that I think it's time, but with the way that the concussion policy is now, especially after the Tua situation, here you go, kid. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm with you. And for the record, I thought he gave the team, even though he lost the game, they gave him a little bit of energy. Yeah, I think there's definitely a change.
He definitely got the crowd fired up.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Let's go to baseball quick. We saw Aaron Judge hit his 62nd home run, breaking an AL record.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of debate about who's the real home run king, him or, of course, Barry Bonds when he hit 73 back in was it 99, right?
No, it was
2000.
That was McGuire and Sosa.
No, 98 was McGuire and Sosa. Bonds was 2001, I think.
No, it was later than that. I think it was like 07.
Really?
Yeah, because the only reason why I know it was 07 was because it was the year I graduated high school. And
in any case,
I'm saying the only what the fuck? It was 01. 2007 was
the whole record.
For the record because I was in Chicago when he hit 760, 59 and 60, I think.
Yeah,
he hit it in Chicago. Yeah, it was 01 was the year that he hit 70.
That being said, a lot of debate about whether his records is tainted or not, and there's all people will have different ideas. I'm team Bonds. Bonds record stands. I don't give a fuck. Where do you stand on that? Who's the real king?
Barry Lamar Bonds.
Let's go.
And it's not even a fucking debate. Like,
yeah,
I get it. Like, here's the thing. Hey, Roger Maris Jr. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you have a Twitter account. Shut the fuck up. Your dad's record was passed by both Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa before Barry Bonds passed it. Therefore, nobody gives a fuck. Congratulations to Aaron Judge becoming the American League all-time home run leader. Still a hell of a statistical fucking feat to accomplish. Not taking anything away from 99 in pinstripes. But Roger Maris Jr., kindly go fuck yourself. Barry Lamar Bonds is the home run king. I don't care what you people have to say about it, because here's the deal. I am a baseball enthusiast. Without the steroid era, Major League Baseball would be like the 76th ranked sport in the fucking world. Right. Instead, we have baseball fucking playoffs starting in a week that I'm actually excited for. The World Baseball Classic at the beginning of February that I'm actually going to. Shit's happening that's going in a positive way that would not have happened if it had not been for the steroid era. And guess what? All you old geriatric fucks that are keeping Barry Lamar Bonds out of the fucking Hall of Fame, when you die, he will get in.
Tell you about it. He should. All right, predictions for the wild card here. Baseball playoffs start on Friday. How many games? I'm gonna give the teams. Give me how many games? Tampa Bay Rays and Cleveland Guardians. How many games? Who wins? How many games? Ooh, you stumped there.
I'm gonna go Guardians in 3.
I was going full 3. Okay. Mariners and Jays.
I'm gonna shock some people here.
Taking Seattle.
I'm gonna take the Mariners in 3 games.
Okay. Then we have the Cardinals and the Phillies. I'm looking forward to this series actually. 2 teams I can't stand, but I'll root for the Cards.
I don't necessarily know that I love the Philadelphia bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Cardinals, but I think it goes 3.
Okay. Finally, Mets and Padres.
Mets in 2.
Okay. There's a word about. There's a word though.
You're getting fucking Max Scherzer in Game 1. Good luck.
And they're saying that they're considering keeping DeGrom out of the series.
I would, unless you need him in Game 3. I mean, here's the deal: if you win Game 1, I'm going to Taijuan Walker or Chris Bassett in Game 2. And
I agree with that.
If Bassett gets the win, then you're starting Jacob DeGrom Game 1 against either the Braves or the Dodgers.
Right. Last thing, let you go. This weekend is a WWE pay-per-view or premium live event.
Premium live event, sir.
I got that right. I'm still getting used to it. You and I host wrestling podcast, which we'll talk about this obviously on the podcast. But scale 1 to 10, how much are you looking for this card?
gonna go like a 7. I like some of the things that they have lined up. I like the Finn Balor Edge I Quit match, the Bailey versus Bianca ladder match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to.
I'm excited about all of that stuff. But then there's no Roman, there's no Uso title match. Like, if you're not going to give me any of the bloodline, at least give me some of it.
What was Sammy? He's part of the bloodline now.
I mean, if you're not going to give me Roman, give me the Usos defending the titles against somebody.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I do like that all the matches have different stipulations. And here's the reason why it's not higher is because I have to sit through another fucking Ronda Rousey fucking women's title match.
Yeah, I mean, that is what it is, man.
I get it, but if she loses to Liv right now, again, like, she just doesn't need to be in the women's title picture for a little while. Like, let her go feud with whomever for whatever reason, like Raquel Rodriguez or whatever, but like, she just doesn't need to be around the title for a little while.
Of course, when you want to hear our predictions on this show, head over to Take the Wrestling Podcast. We'll be recording that tomorrow night, dropping on Friday morning for our predictions on this as well. But like I said, the Liv Ronda match, I'll be get on my air fryer and put on wings and fries at that point of the show. All right, Mikey, plug what you got, buddy.
As Ernest has so elegantly said, check out the Take the Wrestling Podcast. Drops every Friday whenever he gets done editing it. Whatever time that is.
I don't even edit anymore. Jim does everything. Jim
does it. Excellent.
He's like, here you go, done. I just upload
it. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at They Call Me Burn. If you're local to the South Florida area and you want to listen to me talk about my men's baseball league, you can follow me there, Sunny Days and Double Plays, on any of your major podcast catchers. Other than that, it's gonna be a fun ride here. We're gonna have some fun with the corner.
I love it. A little broad, a little more.
We're gonna move abroad, as Ernest likes to say.
Yeah.
Hockey season getting ready to come up. If you haven't already, check out the Huddle Up feed. Myself and Big will be over for the NHL season. A lot of fun doing that with him. Basketball season starting soon, so we'll probably end up dabbling a little bit about.
I'm sure he will.
Heat Celtics, because that's going to be a thing like always. But yeah, other than that, guys, appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.